1 Corinthians 14, pursue love and earnestly desire the spiritual gifts, especially that you may prophesy. For one who speaks in a tongue speaks not to man, but to God. For no one understands him, for he utters mysteries in the Spirit. On the other hand, the one who prophesies speaks to people for their upbuilding and encouragement and consolation. The one who speaks in a tongue builds himself up, but the one who prophesies builds up the church. Now I want all to speak in tongues, but even more to prophesy. The one who prophesies is greater than the one who speaks in tongues, unless someone interprets, so that the church may be built up. So this is a phenomenal passage regarding the spiritual gifts. Okay, 1 Corinthians 14. But if you look at first, you got to read the last part of 1 Corinthians 13. Because 1 Corinthians 13, verse 13, last verse, so now faith, hope, and love abide. These three, but the greatest of this is love. Okay. So Paul is talking that the greatest of faith, love, hope is love. And therefore he continues verse chapter 14, says, pursue love. Makes sense, right? Because the greatest love, pursue love. Now, and he added in the next one, you just can't pursuing love all day long. You got to pursue the spiritual gift. So we never been called to go for spiritual gift only. Neither were we only called by God to go to love. You know, we need both. Spiritual gift without love is like a loud cannon, loud gong, Paul says. You know, loud cymbal. But love without spiritual gift is emptied of its power. So as a church, we need to really try to get both. And not try, we have to, we must. Because Paul said, pursue love and earnestly desire the spiritual gift is an imperative command. Pursue love and earnestly desire the spiritual gift. It's interesting, Paul said, earnestly desire the spiritual gift. We have this lingering problem to today. Paul almost knows that this is going to happen 2,000 years later. In fact, this is the word inspired by God, and God knows. You see the churches today, people are still languishing and reluctant to talk anything about tongues and prophecy because it is so-called controversy. It's controversial. It doesn't have to be controversial. Go by what Paul teaches. It's simply stated in the Bible. Go by the Bible. Because the Bible says, tongues is self-edification. So why do you knock tongues? Tongues is for self-edification. But tongues is to edify or build up the whole church congregation. So there's a place for both. Don't knock any of them. Because if you knock them, you knock God. You can't use theology to spin it around and say, cessation of gift because the apostolic age is over. As far as the apostolic age is over, the only thing that ceased is no more revelation in the canon, in the Word of God. 100% correct. Everything else goes on as usual. Well, not exactly as usual. Everything goes on. I'll admit the healings has slowed down tremendously. Raising of the dead, we never seen any of those. Wow, there's very few in even the apostolic age, you know. Raising of the crippled, you know. Peter has done one or two, a couple of them. Paul has done a couple of them. Now, cast out demons is interesting. They done a lot of casting out demons. Jesus' time, oh my gosh. And both Peter and Paul have cast out demons. But today, I think cast out demons have greatly diminished as well, but not as bad as the healings and the raising the cripple, opening eyes. I never seen that anymore. Seriously. So But just because it's rare doesn't mean that it has ceased. You know, there's a connotation or idea, notion that miracles happen in Africa and Asia and South America, but not in the Western world anymore because we're too scientifically advanced. You know, science is a killer of faith, unfortunately. This is what the Renaissance did, you know, in the reasoning power dethroned God in Europe in the, what is that? In the Renaissance. I don't know, can't remember. I need to check out my history again. What century? So they use reason to replace God. But now we are in a stage, have been a long time already. Find out science is nowhere near God. Science is not God, guys. We have to wake up and go back to God. So Paul says, eagerly desires to prophesy. Now, I want to bring in this whole subject, or maybe I'll bring it to the next video because it's already, 6 minutes. Okay, so this is the background to spiritual gift first.